The Amphicephali are an alien race first introduced in C.M. Kosemen's 2006 book All Tomorrows. The Amphicephali were first seen towards the end of the book, after the emergence and destruction of the Second Galactic Empire and during the age of the Astromorph Empire. During the course of the Astromorph's exploration of the galaxy and its neighbouring nebulae, they would do their best to keep an eye out for other sentient beings. This was in part to seek out other friendly life forms who they could contact before any form of territorial encroachment could accidentally take place. But also, this was done so that they wouldn't wander blindly into Q territory. The memory of the Q invasion, even though it had taken place many millions of years before, was ever present. It would seem that the knowledge of this invasion and the Astromorph's ancestors' evasion of it was still with them. After some time spent probing the neighbouring galaxy, the Astromorphs came across another life form. This life form was the Amphicephali. Very little is revealed about the Amphicephali at all in the story, but we are provided with an illustration, which we can see here. The image shows an Amphicephali ambassador with spaceships typical of their kind in the background. The short description which we're given in the book states that these beings resemble snakes with a head at each end, one of which contains a smaller retractile body which was used to interact with the world. In the image, however, we only get to see the head at one end, the one with the smaller body contained within its mouth. This is not a form which had come about entirely naturally. Like the future human species of the story, the Amphicephali had gone through a great many different evolutionary rotations and genetic modifications in their long existence. Whether these modifications were performed through their own efforts, or whether they too had fallen victim to the Q's never-ending campaign of subjugation and remaking of species, is unknown. It could be put forward that, at some point in the Amphicephali's history, they had encountered and been changed by the Q. After all, the Q had gone from galaxy to galaxy performing their horrifying work for over 1 billion years, and the Amphicephali were an extremely old species themselves. Perhaps when the Q met the Star People for the very first time, they had just come from changing the Amphicephali in the galaxy next door, or vice versa. In a more primitive time, filled with more primitive people, the Amphicephali may have been scorned and rejected, being far too alien for humanity's liking. However, the Astromorphs had had much time to grow and evolve beyond such things, and so too had the Amphicephali. The two empires greeted each other in a pleasant and friendly manner. They got to know each other. They learned about each other's histories, their customs, and their ways of life. After some time getting to know one another and realizing that their views and philosophies aligned, the Amphicephali and all of the life that they presided over within their vast galaxy were welcomed into the Astromorph Empire.